Okay. The next topic we have in module 5. This we have already discussed in the online class. So let me explain the same again here. So now we have the next concept as binary, the next topic as binary multiplier. So binary multiplier, okay. So binary multiplication already we learned in basic electronics, right? So how exactly we do binary multiplication? See, one number will be taken as multiplicand. The multiplier is, for example, if I am multiplying 13 with 11, okay. So this will be the multiplicand and this will be the multiplier, right? So you know how we do decimal multiplication, okay. So 11 will be multiplier will be multiplied with each digit of multiplicand, right? 11 into 3, then 11 into 1. Then that result you are going to add. The same way we are going to do binary multiplication also. Okay, binary multiplication, we need to write the multiplicand and the multiplier in binary. So how do we write 13 in binary? This is equivalent to 13 in decimal is equivalent to 1101. That is what? 13 in binary. So this is in binary. Same, 11 in binary it will be written as what? 1011. Yes, 11, correct? 8421. Yes, 11. So this is the binary equivalent value of 13 and this is the binary equivalent value of 11. So 13, okay, will be multiplied. This is multiplicand, will be multiplied with multiplier. Multiplier is what? 1011. So binary division, each bit of multiplier will be multiplied with multiplicand. Each bit of 11 will be multiplied with 13. So 1 into 13, 13, 1101. Then 1 into 13, we'll write it here, right? So 1011, right? This is how we do the multiplication, correct? Then 0 into 13, so it is 0, 0, 0, 0. Then 1 into 13, it is what? 13, that is 1101, okay? Then finally this we are going to add. So 1, 1, 1, 1 plus 1 plus 1, sum is 1, carry is also 1, so this is carry. So 1 plus 1, sum is 0, carry is 1, 1 plus 1, sum is 0, carry is 1, 1 plus 1, sum is 0, carry is 1. So finally this is the result, this is the product, correct? So this is equivalent to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is equivalent to what is 13 into 11? 13 into 11 is 143. So this is equivalent to 143 decibel. So this is the binary equivalent value of 143. You can check. Okay, this will be 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 power 3, 2 power 7. Okay. So 2 power 7 is how much? 128. 128 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16, which will be 143. So this is the binary product we have. So this is how we do the binary multiplication. So now in today's class we are going to design a circuit to perform this. Here the block diagram, whatever I have written here, will multiply two 4-bit numbers. One is multiplicand and the other one is multiplier. It will multiply two 4-bit numbers. And product, how many bits we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 bits. So to store the product, we have an 8-bit register. Okay. Remaining blocks I will explain. Okay. So to store the product, to store the result, we need an 8-bit register. Okay. If the multiplicand is of 4-bit, multiplier is of 4-bit, to store the product, we need an 8-bit register. So this is the answer we have. This is the product we should get when we design the circuit and when we get the input as 13 and 11, right? Okay. So now this is the normal way how we perform the binary multiplication. But look at here, carry is when you give these inputs to an adder, see how many bits we need to add, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here again 1, 2, 3. In order to avoid carry becoming more than 2 bits, instead of going with this process, we can also do like this. So what is 1 into this? It is 1101, right? 1101. Again 1 into this, it is 1101. First add this partial product, whatever the answer you get. 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, carries 1, 1, 1, 0, carries 1, 1, 1, 0, carries 1. Right? So when we add 1, 1, 0, 1, this is the answer, this is the product we are going to get, and this will be called as partial product. We will call this as partial product. Still I have not completed the product, it is just the partial product I have got. Now for this partial product, multiply the next bit. 0 into this is what? Okay, 0, 0, 0, 0. Now add this 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. Again, this is now one more partial product, right? This is another partial product. Yes. So now the last bit you are going to add, that is 1 into this is, what is that? 1, 0, 1, 1. Now add this again, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. Carries 1, 1, 1, 0, carries 1. Again, this is equivalent to the, sorry, somewhere we did mistake. 1 second. One, correct? Okay, somewhere we have got the answer, we have not got the same, right? 1 second. I'm sorry, this is 1101, right? When we multiply this with this, we get 1101. Okay, this is 1101. I'm sorry. So this is 1101. So now 1 into this 1101. 1 into this 1101. So first we are going to add this 1, 1. Here I am going to get 1. Okay. Yeah. There is no carry here. So 1101. Okay, correct. So now we have. Okay, 0 if I add, I am going to get 1 here. So this will be 1. Now the answer is right. So the answer is 143 again. So what we have done here, when we multiply the multiplicand with one bit of multiplier, okay, add that. For the partial product, again add the next bit multiplication. So we are going to perform the partial product in order to avoid carry becoming more than 2 bits. So this is what we are going to do when we design a circuit, when we design a binary multiplier. Anyhow, I'll explain the same again by taking the block diagram. What are the inputs to the resistors? The same concept I'm going to explain it again by taking the same example 13 and 11. And what is the answer you're supposed to get? 1 0 0 4 1s. We'll write it one side. 1 0 0 4 1s. Okay. So this is the equivalent value of 143. That is 13 into 11. Right. So now with this binary multiplication, we know how exactly binary multiplication will be done. And here we are going to perform partial product. We are going to add the next bit multiplication with the partial product. So instead of multiplying all the bits of multiplier with the multiplicand then adding, partial product will be calculated and addition will be performed. Okay. So with this knowledge, now let us move on to the block diagram of binary multiplier. So we have a multiplicand which is a 4-bit. We have a multiplier which is a 4-bit. So we have multiplier here. We have multiplicand here. Multiplicand is what? Multiplicand is what? 13. So this is 13. Multiplicand in our example. You can take any other example and you can explain. So 13 is multiplicand. That is the equivalent value of what? 1101 in binary. Right? Multiplier is 11. So 11 is multiplier, which is nothing but 1011 in binary. This is in decimal. Correct? Right? So now, to store multiplicand and multiplier, we will have a 4-bit register. 4-bit register is multiplicand and multiplier will be loaded into the accumulator itself. So the reason why we are calling this as accumulator is, finally the product will be accumulated in this register. That is the reason we shall call this register as accumulator, which is of 8-bit. Which is of 8-bit, 0 to 7. It is of 8-bit. From 0 to 7, the first lower 4 bits will be the multiplier and these 4 bits will be reset initially. Okay. So this is a 4-bit register, this is multiplier and this is multiplicand. Okay. So now how the multiplication process will happen is, so this is the control unit we have. This is the control unit. When you give a start signal to the control unit, first it puts out load signal. First it gives out load signal. When load signal is out from the control unit, it loads the multiplier into the lower 4 bits of accumulator. Accumulator is of how many bit? How many bit? Now it is of 8 bit. Okay, I will tell you what is this extra bit. From 0 to 7 it is 8 bit. When load signal is equal to 1, when you give start signal to the control unit, load signal will be out from the control unit to the accumulator. When the accumulator receives the load signal, it loads the multiplier into the lower 4 bits of accumulator. So lower 4 bits are what? Now the multiplier content. Multiplier is what? 1011. So lower 4 bits are 1011. Okay. Lower 4 bits 1011. 1011. Accumulator content I am writing. The lower 4 bits are loaded in accumulator will be the multiplier content. Multiplier is what? 1011. So I have 1011. And at the same time, at the same clock, the higher 5 bits of accumulator will be reset. That means what is the content of higher 5 bit? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Let me repeat. When you give start signal to the control unit, it gives out load signal first. When the load signal is the input for the accumulator, it loads multiplier to the lower 4 bits of accumulator. Multiplier is 1011, so the lower 4 bits are 1011. At the same time, at the same clock edge, the higher 5 bits will be 0. It will be reset. Okay? And also the multiplicand register will be loaded. What is multiplicand? 13, that is 1101. Okay? So now, this is an adder, 4-bit adder, combinational circuit we have. For this adder, what are the inputs? One input is multiplicand, that is 1101. Always for this 4-bit adder, one input is multiplicand, that is 1101. What is the other input? Look at the arrow mark. What is the other input? 7th bit, 6th bit, 5th bit, 4th bit. So this is just like, okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So to the adder, always multiplicand is one input. The other input is 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th bit of accumulator. That is 0. Initially 0, 0, 0, 0 is the input to the adder. The other input is what? Multiplicand. Multiplicand is what? 1101. 1101. Like this, inputs will be given to the adder. Adder inputs are what? 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th bit and the multiplicand. So now, are you getting what I am telling? When you give a start signal, first it loads the multiplier into the lower 4 bits of accumulator, the higher 5 bits will be reset, 0. And the input to the adder is, one input is multiplicand. Always multiplicand is one input, that is 1101. The other input will be what? These 4 bits of accumulator. And you can see, again the arrow mark is going back to the accumulator. That means after addition of this and this every time, every clock edge, the answer, the product or the result will be stored back to the accumulator. So once the 4-bit addition is done, the sum result will be stored back to the accumulator, where it is stored 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th. And during the addition process, if there is any carry generated, that carry will be stored here. I think now it is very clear why the extra box we have here, why the product register is of 1 extra bit. It is not just 8 bit, it is 9 bit. Why is that another 9th bit here? It is because to store the carry generated during the addition process. See, when you add these two, carry may be generated. So that carry will be stored here. Initially that carry will be taken as what? 0. In the next addition process, if there is any carry generated, that will be stored here. Okay, so this is to store the carry. Okay, so this is an adder. To the adder, one input is multiplicand. In our example, it is always 1101. And the other input will be the 4 bits of accumulator. Right? And now, what is this shift and add? When to shift, when to add the contents of accumulator? So first, when you give the start signal, load signal will be out. So it loads the content of the multiplier to the accumulator and the remaining 5 bits will be equal to 0. And now, then the control signal will check the value of m. First it will give out load. It loads the content to the accumulator. Then it will check the value of m. What is m? Look at the connection. What is m? M is the last bit of accumulator. So now what is m here initially? What is m? M is 1. This is the m content. This is m. Right? So if m is equal to 1, if m is equal to 1, if m is equal to 1, two operations will be performed. What are those? If m is equal to 1, first if m, the control unit will check, then m. If m is 1, first it will give out add. First add, addition is performed. What addition? Addition of the accumulator content with the multiplicand. These are the inputs for the adder now. Now when add signal is out, adder will perform addition of this and this, followed by shift. Okay, so if m is equal to 1, first the control unit will give out what? Add signal. So these two will be added by the adder. Next, immediately the sum result. Where it will store the sum result, sum will be stored in the accumulator. So once the addition is completed, immediately shift the content of the accumulator to the right by 1 bit. Shift right by 1 bit. Okay, shift right by 1 bit. Okay. If in case m is equal to 0, if in case m is equal to 0, then no addition. Addition is skipped. It is only the shift operation. Shift right the content of accumulator. Okay, maybe when I explain it will be more clear. Let me repeat this. First when start signal is given, it gives out load. So it loads the content of multiplier with the accumulator content will be loaded. Then it will check the value of m. If m is equal to 1, first it gives out add signal. So it will add. The sum result will be stored in the accumulator. Immediately it gives out shift signal so that the accumulator content will be shifted to the right by 1 bit. If in case m is equal to 0, then there is no add signal from the control unit. It is only the shift signal which shifts the content of accumulator to the right by 1 bit. Now let us write that and let us check whether we get the same answer or not with this process what is happening here. So what is the content of accumulator initially? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. Now this is the content, the other input for the adder. Other input is what? 30. Now what is m? Okay, start signal we get, it loads the content, accumulator content is loaded with the multiplier and these are the inputs for adder. Now it will then check what? Next it will check the value of m. So now what is m initially? m is 1. m is 1. If m is 1, first what? Addition, because first add signal will be given to the accumulator. It should perform the addition. Addition is what? Addition is these two. These are the inputs for the accumulator, right? These are the inputs for the accumulator. These are the inputs for the accumulator. Let me also write a separation line between the product and the multiplicand. Multiplicand is what? 1101, right? So this is the multiplicand, right? So now add these two. First addition, right? If m is equal to 1, first addition. 0 plus 1, 1. 0 plus 0, 0. 0 plus 1, 1. 0 plus 1, 1. Carry is what? 0. So the content of accumulator what? Carry is 0. So this will be 8 bit and the result will be stored back to accumulator. So result is 1101. And the remaining bits are what? The lower 4 bits are what? Multiplier. So 1, 0, 1, 1. Let me write it in other color chalk so that. So this is the multiplier, this is the answer that is stored in the accumulator. Okay, addition is done. So when m is 1, addition followed by a shift, because shift signal will also be out from the control unit. So once the addition is performed, the same accumulator content shift right by 1 bit. So this is the accumulator content. Okay, yeah, since m is equal to 1, first add. So this is add. Addition answer. This is add. So add. So addition. Okay. Since m is equal to 1, multiplier will be added. Multiplier plus accumulated content. 4 bits will be added. This is the addition answer. Addition is done. So when m is equal to 1, addition, then what? Shift right. Shift right. That means this side. Right. Shift. So this 1 will come out. Then 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. Correct? Is it correct? Right here. This 1 will come out. This will shift here. Okay. This will shift here. So 0. This will shift 1. So this will shift 1. So 1, 1, 0, 1. This is going to be shifted. So what is that? 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, right? So after shift, this is out, this bit is out. So now this is the value of, this is out, this bit is out. So this will be what? 0. This will be 0. Correct? So now, next what? Again it will check the value of m. Again it will check the value of m, correct? So now what is m? M is what? M is again 1, correct? M is what? M is again 1. So now what is, let me try the separation line. So this is the multiplicator, this is the multiplier, right? So now multiplier, 1 bit is out. So now which is multiplier? Let me erase this because you know how to shift right, okay? So now this is the multiplier. Multiplier, 1 bit is out. Remaining bits are 1, 0, 1. Remaining bits are 1, 0, 1. Okay? So now what is m? Again m is what? Again m is 1. So m is what? M is this. This bit is out. So now what is m? M is 1. So now this is m. So when m is 1 again m is 1. So again the m input is 1. So what should happen? Addition. Addition with what? Addition what? 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th bit. 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th bit with multiplicand. Multiplicand is what? 1, 1, 0, 1. Again add. Correct? M is equal to 1. M is equal to 1. So first add. Okay. So when you add it, what is the answer you are going to get? So 0 plus 1, 1. 1 plus 1, 0. Carry is 1. 1 plus 1, 0. Carry is 1. So 1. Again, now we got the carry as 1, which will be stored in the 8th bit of accumulator, right? So the remaining bits will be what? Correct? Yeah, this is 1. And the remaining bits will be what? 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. So now this is addition answer. Now if m is equal to 1, addition should be followed by a right shift. So now shift right. Shift right. So if you shift right, what will be the content? So 1 bit will come out, this bit will come out. So the remaining contents are 0, 1. Okay. So now this is the multiplier content. Now these bits will be shifted. 1, 1, 1, 0. Am I correct? Okay, one more 1. 0, 0. Sorry. Okay, 0, 0, 1. Okay, now this is the new content of the accumulator. Correct? New content of the accumulator. Now, what is m now? Now m is what? 0. So this is m. This is m. This is m. This is m. Okay. Now what is m? M is equal to 0. So if m is equal to 0, next what? No addition. Addition is skipped. Only shift right. So shift right. Again shift right. So shift right. Shift right. So if you shift right, what will be the new content? Now the 0 will also come out. 0 will also come out. Okay. 0 will come out. Now what are the new contents now? 0 is comes out. So what is the new content? Only the bit we have is 1, which is nothing but m value for the next step, right? Correct? So now the remaining bits will be shifted. So write it. So 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. Is that correct? So 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 4 ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 zeros and 1, 1, correct? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This has one more bit I've missed. Just a minute. 1, 0, 0, 4 ones. Okay, this bit will be 0. This will be 0 now. Yeah, correct. This will be 0. Correct? Okay, this will be 0, right? So 0. is young, this is young. So when m is equal to 1, again what should happen? Addition. Addition is what? Addition with the multiplicand, 13. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sorry, including this, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So addition here, 1, 1, 0, 1. So now add, first addition, add. So if you add, what is the answer you are going to get? 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. 1, 1, 0, 1. Now the carry is 1. The remaining bits will be as it is, 1, 1, 1. Okay. So now over, multiplier, all the bits are added. Now there is no multiplier bit. So now this is the answer. Is it this answer is same as the answer 143? Yes, right? So 1 0 0 4 ones. So this is how the multiplication will be done with this circuit whatever we have. Let me explain again. So this is the initial content of the accumulator. This is the multiplier. First add the content of accumulator. Since m is equal to 1, the last bit will be m. The last bit of accumulator will always be the value of m. Since m is equal to 1, add the content of accumulator. This is the answer we are going to get. Addition should be followed, when m is equal to 1, addition should be followed by a right shift. Shift right. Shift right. Okay. So again the value of m is what? M is 1. Again add. Again shift right. Okay. Now the m is 0. Again shift right. Again m is 1. Add. Okay. Add. Again, if m is equal to 1, add and then shift right. So if you shift right, what is the content? Finally, the answer will be, whatever the answer we have, that will be stored in the accumulator, correct? Yes? So if you shift right, again what are we going to get? Shift right. When m is equal to 1, just shift right. What is the answer we are going to get? So if you shift it right, the answer is shift. If m is 1, add and shift, no? So if you shift it, what is the answer we are going to get? 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. Correct? Okay, one more 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. So this is the answer, which is nothing but it is 143. The content of accumulator, it is of 9 bit, no? So if you just shift right, this is the answer you are going to get. Okay? Hope we have done it correctly, no? M is 0, add. So if you add, yeah, this is one more bit we have. This is the one more bit we have here. So this bit will come out and finally we have 143. Correct. So this bit will come here. When you add, shift right. Shift right. So it will shift the content. So 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. Right? This bit will come out. This bit will come out. Okay. So this is shifted. So this is the final answer we have, right? So very simple. You can take any example. Just you should know this. To be added, the bits are from the accumulator. It is 7, 6, 5th, 4th bit, and always the other bit will input will be the multiplicand. 13 is the multiplicand here we have taken. So always when you add, 13 is the input. When you add, if m is equal to 1, 13 will be added. The multiplicand will be added. Okay. So this is how the process continues, and once the multiplier, all the multiplier bits are added with the multiplicand, now what should happen? There will be a done signal that will be given as input to the control unit, which terminates the multiplication process, which is an indication to stop the multiplication process, and the result is stored in the product will be stored in the accumulator. Product will be accumulated in the accumulator. So finally the accumulator content will be this, which is nothing but the product of the multiplicand and the multiplier. Now for this, let us now write the state diagram. Okay. So now let us write the state diagram for the same. So state diagram, the control circuit must be designed to output the proper sequence of add and shift signal. See, in order to perform this control unit gives out proper sequence of add and shift. First, when m is equal to 1, it should give first add, then shift. If m is 0, only shift. There should not be any add signal. So now the state diagram, whatever we are going to write now, will be the state diagram for the control unit to gives out proper sequence of add and shift signal. Okay. So now, initially let us take. Let me write it here. I think it is visible. Yeah. So now initially let us take, it is in state S0. Initially let me take the circuit control unit is in state S0. So until and unless you give the start signal as 1, if you give start signal as 0, will it give out any signal? No, there is no load, there is no shift, there is no add. So if start signal is 0, there is no signal that is output from the control unit, it stays in S0 itself. If you give start signal, if start signal is given to the control unit, first which signal? First load. It will be in state S1. First load. What it will load? It will load the content of multiplier to the lower 4 bits of accumulator. Same time, the higher 5 bits of accumulator will be made 0. It will be reset. So first load signal. Then what? If yum is equal to 1. If yum is 1, first add. It will be in state S2. If yum is 1, first add. Then shift. Correct? If yum is equal to, hope it is visible. If yum is equal to, when the contents are loaded, immediately it checks the value of yum. Correct? So if yum is equal to 1, first add. If yum is equal to 1, first add. Then immediately it should be add should be followed by shift. So that is the reason I have put a dash here. What is the meaning of dash? If yum is 1, add shift continuously. In a sequence it gives out. So first add, then shift. Let me call this state as S3. In case once you load the data, if m is equal to 0, directly it will come here. If m is equal to 0, that is why we write m bar. There is no add, it is only shift. There is no add, it is only shift. Correct? So again, when it is in S3, again it will check m. If m is 1, add first. So it will come to S4. Add, then shift. S5, shift. If m is equal to state S3, again if m is equal to 0, if m is 0, only shift. Directly it comes to S5. There is no add. Skip that step, right? Again, if m is 1, add. So S6 followed by shift. So S7. Again here, if m is 0, directly it is if m is 0. So it is m bar, only shift. So how many shift? How many shift? 1, 2, 3. One more shift. 4-bit multiplication, 4 shift signal should be out, correct? So shift 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 shift. So again here, again it will check. If m is 1, add and S9 shift. If m is 0, directly it is. If m is 0, directly it is S9. It is only shift. So once the 4 shifts are completed, it means that multiplication is done and the product is in the accumulator. Stop the process. So now it returns to, okay, one more state we can have. Okay, we can, or otherwise we can directly indicate it here. You please write it properly. Directly, once the 4 shifts are completed, whatever may be the value of m, done signal to the control unit, which returns back to S0. So when it is in S0, again if start is 0, it will not start. When start is 1, it again loads the new content to the accumulator, again the process repeats. Hope this state diagram is clear. It is very simple, it is very easy. If you understand the process now, you can write the state diagram very easily. So if m is 1, add shift. If m is 0, directly only shift. Okay. So after 4 shift, for 4-bit multiplication, 4 shift signals should be out from the control unit. Once 4 shifts are completed, that means multiplication is done and the result is in accumulator. So stop the process. So once all the 4 shifts are done signal to be a control unit, whatever may be the value of m, done signal indicates that return to S0. Okay. So that is the state diagram to output proper sequence of add and shift signals from the control unit. Okay, so we can also write one more state graph for the control unit that I'll erase and I'll write it again. I'll write the one more state diagram. Okay, so now we have seen the state graph for the control unit. This is the state graph for the control unit, right? Since we have only 4 bits of multiplier and the multiplicand, the control unit should keep a count on the number of shifts that are generated from the control unit. If it reaches 4, it should stop the process, right? It should terminate the multiplication process. Imagine if the number of bits are more. Here we have taken only 4-bit multiplier and the 4-bit multiplicand. If the multiplicand and the multiplier is of n bit, if more number of bits, then we must have a control unit to keep the number of shifts that are out from the control unit. Let me explain again. See, we have the control unit which gives out load, okay, and shift operation, correct? These are the operations which is generally done by the control unit. It is done based on what? Based on start signal and based on based on the value of based on the value, based on the start signal, it gives out load, add and shift. Okay, add, shift, also load, right? Based on the value of Also, one more input will be for this is what? Clock. Also, one more input is clock. So now, as I said, multiplication process should terminate after it reaches 4 shift. So, if it is of n bit, in addition to this control unit, or the control block is divided into one more block, that is counter. So, one more block, counter. This counter is basically to have, again, this same clock is given as input to the control also. This is to keep a count on the shift signals. If the multiplicand or the multiplier is of more than 4 bits, or if it is of n bit, the counter should keep a count on the number of shift signal, which should tell it is a part of control unit. The complete signal, complete diagram, whatever I have written, it complete block is nothing but the control unit. So the control unit will be divided into counter to have keep a count on the number of shift signal. So once we will take the output of counter as k. If k is 0, the process should run. Process should follow. It should continue. Once the k value becomes 1, it should stop. It is just like a done signal to the control unit. So if the number of bits are more, then we need a counter to keep a count on the number of shift signals that are out from the control unit. So if we are designing for n bit, if we are doing this for n bit binary multiplication, then we will have a counter. We will have to divide the control unit into a separate section which is called as counter. Until and unless k is 0, the addition process will be exactly the same way how we have discussed. That is, it will be in state S0 until start signal is 1. If start signal is 0, there is no signal from the control unit. Control unit, there is no signal until you give a start signal as 1. Once you give the start signal as 1, first load. Okay, it will be in state S1. Okay, so now if yum is 0, only shift. Let it be here, only shift. If yum is 1, add, go to state S2. Again, if yum is 0, add and shift. Okay, that state diagram, in short, I have written like this. S0, if start is 0, no signal. If start is 1, load. If yum is 0, just shift. If yum is 1, add, go to S2, again shift. Again it will check the value of yum. If yum is 0, shift. If yum is 1, add, shift. So this will continue until we have k as 0. So this process will continue until k is equal to 0. So this is that state diagram. We can take it as the first state diagram. This will be B. This is the state graph. K is equal to 0 till k is equal to 0. One more state graph let me write just to indicate what is the difference between how the process will run when k is equal to 1. So start 0, the same I write. Okay, state S1. If yum is 0, what on the shift it will be here only. If yum is 1, first add, then shift, right? So if k is equal to 0, the same thing will go on, the same process. Yes or no? If k is 0, every time it has to check the value of m, add, shift. Okay. When till we have the k value is 0. So I'll add one more signal here, k bar, and here k bar. So k bar. Same thing will repeat. If now k is equal to 1, assume we are performing n bit multiplication. How many shifts should we have? Till how many shifts we have to? This process should continue n shift. See, 4 bit multiplication, 4 shift. N bit multiplication, n number of shift signals should be out. We have to continue this process till n shift operations are performed. So now what happens? This k will be equal to 1 when n minus 1 shifts are completed. Once this k signal is equal to 1, final add and final shift signal will be out if it is required. If m is 1, add and shift both. If m is 0, only shift. Try to understand. This k will be equal to 1 once n minus 1 shifts are completed. Finally, one more shift is pending now because n shifts should happen. So once k is equal to 1, control unit will give out, depending on the value of m, either shift, only shift, or both add and shift. So when k is equal to 1, if it is required, it will perform final addition and final shift, or final only shift operation depending on the value of m. So when n minus 1 shifts are completed, k will be equal to 1. Assume now when it is in state S2, now k is equal to 1. Now k is equal to 1. K is equal to 1, final, if m is 1, add, go to S3. If m is 0, done. That means go to m. If m is 0, k is 1. Sorry, if k is 1, m is 1, add, then shift. Final shift. This is the final shift. Assume it is in state S1. Now k will become 1. If k is becoming 1, m is 0, final, it will just shift. Right? Yes, shift. I'm sorry, this is done signal. No, this is done. Finally, it will done. Just a minute. Yes, correct. So let me repeat. So if S0, S1, S2, if k is 0. If it is in S2, if k is equal to 1, final shift operation. Correct? If m is 1. If m is 0, if it is in this state, if m is 0, final shift, finally done signal will be out and it will be in state, it will return back to state S0, which is an indication to stop the process, terminate the multiplication. Okay, so this k is nothing but a counter output. This k will be equal to 1 when n minus 1 shifts are completed. When k is equal to 1, the last shift operation. When k is equal to 1, the last shift. When k is equal to 1, the last shift will be performed and finally S returns to state S0, giving a done signal to the control unit. So in the exam, if they ask you to explain with the control counter, then you can write this state graph. Otherwise, you can stop at that point itself. Okay, let me repeat this. This is a state graph, whatever I have written, without a counter. If you have a counter, if you include a counter to the control unit, till k is 0, if k is 0, same, S0, S1, S2. Once k will become 1, depending on the value of m, shift. Okay, finally done, return to S0. So this is the state graph and this is the block diagram for multiplier. Okay, so you need not write the value of m here because whatever may be the m, whether m is 1, shift, whether m is 0, shift. So we need not include m here. Even if you write, there is nothing wrong. So k value, depending on k value, if k is 1, last final shift. If k is 1, final shift, because k will be equal to 1 when n minus 1 shifts are completed. Finally, one more shift will be pending. That is why give out the last shift signal, stop the process. The last shift, stop the process. Because that is why done signal will be out from the control unit. So this is the state graph and the binary multiplication, how it happens with the circuit, whatever we have written here. So we have written the block diagram for 4-bit multiplier and 4-bit multiplicand. The product will be of 8-bit, which will be stored in the accumulator. One more extra bit, that is 8th bit in the accumulator, that is actually the 9th bit. That will be the that is there to store the carry bit, that is from the adder. Okay, so this is about the binary multiplier. Next class I will explain binary division.